All right, party people. Got me some coffee now. Ooh, boy, that tiredness kicking my butt, cause oh man, I was sitting there talking to the wife after I did that 6 a.m. one, and next thing I know, I was like, I was drifting off, and I'm like, why am I tired? I forgot I got up so early. I only got like 3 hours sleep, so, but I'll be all right. I'm gonna sip on this here 20-ounce Wawa coffee. They're not a paid sponsor. None of these things I'm eating and drinking is paying me. If they were, I would say so, but they not. Not asking. I'm just saying. Got to say that for the YouTube algorithm. But yeah. After on my way to the signing this morning, and thank y'all for hitting the like button, sharing, subscribing, hitting the join button. And commenting. I was shocked this morning when I saw that the Feds did not raise interest rates, and they said they're not cutting rates in March. That's pretty much what they said. That came out of his mouth. And I'm listening to the different news outlets, and they're all like, yeah, he said he's not cutting in March. He's not cutting in March. The markets, went down, I think 5%, 2%, something like that, maybe 20%. And this is what other people were saying, and then I was echoing it, because I'm not looking at the data and stuff. But when I get presented, meaning when I'm saying not looking at the data, meaning I'm not sitting here researching it, but when I'm presented with the data and my basic understanding of economics, I'm like, I don't see how they're going to cut the rates right now. It's not really going in the direction that they've communicated way back when, several months ago, or a year ago, and so there we go. But that's why I was saying, and I've been talking to the members, and I've even said it on my this channel here, we got to find a way as notaries to hold out until about June. At first I was like, and I said March at the earliest, but there was other people that I listened to back in 2023. They were saying June of this year is when the possible rate cuts may happen. So I know they got a meeting in March. Now they're talking about probably in May when they might do the first cut. And I was hearing that May might be the earliest. If they don't do it in May, and I don't know if they got a meeting to discuss it in June, then you're talking about midway through the summer before they start doing rate cuts. That's half the year gone, and you're talking about they're going to be doing 4 to 10 rate cuts. They most definitely can't do that now. There's no way they're going to be doing that kind of that aggressive of rate cuts. So by the end of 2024, the interest rates might not be down as much. And he actually said that interest rates may need to stay higher, or is going to stay higher longer. One or two, I forget exactly which one. But he said interest rates going to, right now look like they may need to stay higher longer, meaning staying at the current rate what they are for a longer period of time. So how does that affect us notaries? And it goes back to the live that I did last night talking about talking about the layoffs. If these companies can't borrow money, they can't get this cheap money, they're going to start laying people off. They lay people off. What some folk going to want to do? Come here into the notary world. Why? Because you have all of the trainers, marketing, bring more people in. So you're looking at that notary trainer like he's the best person, she's the best person. And they're like, okay, that's cool. I got y'all, but I need some more. And they're going to be marketing to get more and more people in. I'm not saying that that's wrong. I'm just saying that's the way it is. So you got to decide at some point, you're going to roll off of paying for all this training. You're going to roll away from sitting in all these Zooms. You're going to roll away from going to all these conferences, and they need fresh blood. They need new people. Okay, fresh blood is a more metaphor, YouTube. That's what they need. Your old news. And they need some new people. Now, unless you're willing to continue to drop them dollars, but if you're not out there making money, so they need some fresh people in here And that's what's happening. And they're going to continue to market. So that means it's time for you to just move on from, let me get in all this training, let me soak it up, and go out here and do the work. So that when these new people come in, they not taking what you already, they're not even, well, you haven't established, they're not taking anything from you because you've already established it. So now what is going to be the sentiment? Now what is going to be the marketing ploy? They're not cutting rates. So now let's see what happens to the 10-year treasury bond, which affects the interest rates. Let's see what they're going to do now. It's going to be very, very interesting for the month of February, how this is going to play out. Where loan applications are going to be for refinances, HELOCs, as well as new purchases. That's the key. And I want to hear y'all thoughts in the comment section, because so many people are out here, notaries and notary trainers and all these speculators was saying interest rates going down, interest rates going down. I did a closing in December, November time frame. Lady was like, "Oh yeah, interest rates going down to 5%." Talking about not the Fed's interest rate, talking about our interest rate on mortgages that we pay. It's gonna go down to 5% in January. Said in January it's going down. It ain't went down. All these people, you bought into the hype. Now the question is, are you gonna stay in this business or are you gonna roll out? Which one you gonna do? I can't tell you what to do. You got to make that decision for yourself. You need to get the data together, all of that. But if those of you who don't like researching, you don't like reading, you don't like really listening to, industry commentary stuff, you just want to keep looking at the shade room, you just want to keep looking at the little tea sipping lady and all of that stuff, you go right head on. I'm finding out what the data says, and I'm floating with that. And I'm going in the direction that the market is going, and sometimes against the market, if it makes sense, but I'm going in the right direction for my business, and because that's what this is about, your business. So boy, that's good there. So more power to you. I'm here to help you the best I can, but it's going to be more than just I'm taking training. Now it's about getting out there and doing the work, and you can only get trained but so much. At some point in time, you're going to have to do work. And that's what this is all about, y'all. So those of you who are ready to go out here and work, hit me up. And a part of you helping me to help you get work, yeah, I will help you get trained and know what you need to do. But you got to be willing to work, meaning when an order and an opportunity comes, you take advantage of it and you just take it and go with it. Not sit there pondering what's the logistics and how many pages and is that really a fair price? And man, just take the daggone job and keep it going. You got to start somewhere. It don't mean you got to stay there, but you do got to start, because where you're staying at by not starting is worse than if you start and took those orders. So you either stay in the spot of making no money, or you stand in the spot of at least making $60 a pop for 10 times this month. That's better than making no money at all. But for some of you, you prefer to make no money. That feels better. You feel more proud about making $0 than going out there and doing an order for 60 or 80, because you think that's more beneath you and belittling to you than you sitting there making no money at all. And that part doesn't make sense to me. And I'm telling the truth, because that's the way some of y'all mindsets are. I'd rather not make any money than to make money, and then somebody asks me how much did I make on a closing or whatever, and I say 80, and then they start laughing at me. That's what you're worried about. You're worried about being embarrassed by these suckers out here. Don't worry about them suckers. Do you. All right? Talk to y'all later. Peace.